Jared Goff's revenge season starts in just over a week, and I believe he's going to be making career highs in Detroit this year. Let me tell you why. So here we are with a pretty interesting article that I did find on Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. An ESPN analyst has bold prediction for Lions quarterback Jared Goff. Today I'm going to be giving kind of my predictions on Jared Goff's season. If you guys know who I am, the Rams fan, I am a big proponent of Jared Goff. I really like him. I think he's a great quarterback. I think people very much underestimate him, and I think he's set up for success this season for a couple of different reasons, and I'll be getting into what those reasons are in this video. But first, let's go over this article that I found that I think is pretty interesting. By all accounts, Jared Goff is ready to carry a strong finish to the 2021 season into his 2022 campaign. And if you guys don't know, Jared Goff did have a very good end to his season at the end of last year. If we take a look at his last games last year, you can see here that he was doing extremely well. He had over 200 yards in each of his last 4 games, and he was averaging just over 2 touchdowns per game. He had multiple games with 3 touchdowns, and then also multiple games with 2 touchdowns, 1 game with 1 touchdown, and doing that at a very high completion percentage all over the last 4 weeks. Not only that, but he had a 3-2 record in his final 5 games, a 3-1 record in his final 3 or 4 games that he played in. So he had a very, very strong end to his season, and I think that he could definitely carry that into next year. But anyways, let's go on to what the article has to say. So Goff is too easy to overlook or outright dismiss as mediocre or even bottom-tiered quarterback. This is what a lot of people do. They like to say that Jared Goff is a bottom-tier quarterback and just dismiss him and say, oh, you think he's going to do good? You're so wrong. I believe that he is going to do much better than a lot of people think, maybe even top 10 this year. But yeah, there's more talent around Goff this season. It's also obvious he has a better connection with his new offensive coordinator after speculation during last season that he and former offensive coordinator Anthony Lynn simply did not connect well. And that shows as soon as Anthony Lynn stopped calling plays, Jared Goff did very well to end the season. But this ESPN analyst goes all the way to big prediction for Jared Goff. ESPN's Dan Graziano went team by team with a list of his potential surprises for the season. Goff was it for the Lions. He said, I'm saying that the Lions feel very, very good about how Jared Goff looked in camp, and he may be better set up for a statistical success than you think he is. Graziano predicted that Goff will set new career highs in touchdown passes and passing yards this year. His career best in both categories came in 2018 with the Rams when he threw for 4,688 yards with 32 touchdowns as he earned his second back-to-back Pro Bowl selection. He was in the Pro Bowl back-to-back years. I think a lot of people forget that. And then also Goff came close to that yardage mark in the season after the Super Bowl season with 4,600 yards. But he did have the league high pass attempts, and he threw only 22 touchdowns with 16 interceptions. They go on to predict for themselves what they think he's going to do. Personally, I think he can break both of those, yardage and touchdown marks, and I think he can get back into that Pro Bowl. There's a couple reasons. First, he only played 14 games this season. Even though there's a 17-game season, he missed 3 games. And he threw for 3,300 yards and then also 19 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions. If you extrapolate all that out, it gets to about 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and then just over 4,200 yards, I believe. So, he would have had a very good season with the Lions if he would have played every game, but a lot of people don't realize that he only played 14 out of the 17 games. But with these things I'm about to talk about, I think he can get back to career highs and have a very good season, even with the Detroit Lions, not even on the Rams anymore, with the Detroit Lions. So first off is that they have a very, very good offensive line. They had a good offensive line last year, but they also had some injuries to key contributors contributors on their offensive line. With everyone healthy, they have the number 4 overall offensive line according to PFF, which is really the only place that you could really go to check out offensive line rankings. Well, Taylor Decker, he is rated as one of the best left tackles in the league. In terms of left guard, Jonah Jackson is going to be their the worst player on their line, and he's still very, very solid, probably top 12 to 15 in the league at the left guard position. Frank Ragnow, which is one of the best centers in the league. I don't even want to say this guy's name, but he is one of the top right guards in the league, probably top 10 right guard in the league. And then Penei Sewell, who played very good last year and was one of the top picks in the 2021, I believe, NFL draft, and he did extremely well last year. So coming into with the 4th best offensive line, Jared Goff does well when he has time, and he is going to have time with this offensive line. Not only that, but he's also going to have TJ Hawkinson, and now getting into the other players here, you can see that the Lions have some upgrades at wide receiver. So this year they're going to have Josh Reynolds, and they're also going to have DJ Chark, who has played at a very, very high clip before. In 2019, he was a starting level number 1 receiver. Now he has him, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who had a very, very good season as a rookie last year, and now he's moving into year 2. They expect a lot out of him, and then Josh Reynolds. And not only that, but they also have the probably best rookie in this year's class in Jameson Williams, who will be back around week 5 to week 7. It really depends. He tore his ACL last year, so he dropped a little further in the draft to them, but he's probably going to be one of the best players to come out of this year's draft, and they'll be getting him in early to mid-season. So the Lions are set up for success here, and not only that, but they have TJ Hawkinson, one of the best tight ends in the league on the offensive or output side of things for fantasy especially. They have DeAndre Swift, who is extremely good for fantasy as well, and then obviously Jared Goff. So their offense is set up for success. Not only that though, if you look at their defense is a bit bad. So this is what's going to be kind of holding them back from getting into the playoffs this year, I think, is their defense. But they have Jeff Okudah, who is a top pick. He can bounce back. But since their defense is a little bit poor, it's pretty bad, actually. I think that they will most likely be coming back in games and having to pass. So Jared Goff's numbers will go up, and I think he will have a career year. And I think he's going to propel them from anywhere from an 8-9 season all the way up to a 10-7 season. Just with this high-powered offense they have, I think it's extremely good, especially when they get Jameson Williams back. I think they will do absolutely amazing. So that's why I think that Jared Goff is going to have a bounce-back season. But what do you guys think? Is Jared Goff just going to suck and he's going to be a bottom-tier quarterback like a lot of people think? Or do you think he could possibly get into that top 10 quarterback ranking like I think? Let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.